So today's all about the sound. Hey, I can't hear myself. Can't hear. What? What? This? Oh. Sorry about that, guys. The sound deadening material was in the way of my microphone. Today I just thought I'd celebrate. I've got my sound deadening material. It's exactly the stuff that I'm after. It's slightly different colour, but I'll show you that very shortly. But at the end of the day, it's going to be covered up anyway with scenery. So I had to travel far and wide for this. I end up having to go all the way and import it from China. Around locally, no one had an idea what I was talking about. I got online with some Chinese manufacturers and basically this is it. I'm also going to take you around and show you some of the work I've been doing over the last few days. Before I start to take you around and show you some of the work, I've got a bit of a run here. So this will be the line where the coal trains will be coming out of the coal rail yard and heading up to the escarpment. It's exactly the same as my original stuff, just the difference being in the colour. So you can see here what I've sort of done is I've covered the remaining of the helix going up to tier 5 and where it's going to transition on to level 2. I'm going to start to raise the track with cork bed. Right here is where it's going to come out of the tunnel portal, and then from that point onwards it's all going to be visible. So over the next week I'm going to concentrate on getting the track laid in this area, get it all the way up to tier 5 of the helix and have it ready to go once I get that viaduct in place. So as you can see here, the last time we spoke, I'd started on level 2 framework. What you can see here, if I pan around, this is where level 2 or where I last finished up. As you can see here now, I'm starting to get this middle join sort of corrected, and obviously I'll put another piece in there and get it all set up so it's all a continuous framework as part of level 2. What I've done to date is I've gotten all the way up to the northern end. As you can see here as I pan around, and I've got it going all the way across the northern end of the train room, all the way to the other end. And I'll get this other side done at a later stage. It's not a necessity now, but it's there ready to go either way. I also decided to, you can see here that I've actually extended the painting on the back scene. Now, it's not all going to be blue. Obviously there's going to be lots of escarpment stuff up here running along level 2, but I thought I'd paint it out and just get it looking a little nicer. What I've also done is to start to paint the brackets as well, just to have them blend into the background. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to fill this section in with a long piece of pine. It'll go from there to there. It'll get fastened here from the front. How I normally put my bench work together is there'll be one long screw, and then I've got my nail gun and I hit it on each side with a screw in the middle. And then when these sides butt up, I'll put a piece behind here, screw it in, and it'll hold quite firmly. As you can see here, there's nothing fancy to my framework. I just sort of get the two long sides. Each section in between the two beams are sort of 600 millimeters roughly, give or take, depending on the length of the wood. And I just sort of do it in sections and then add it. Along these walls, these are actually 3 meter length section here. And I do both the southern and the northern end, and then down, which sort of mimics the other end too, in between the two supporting beams of the train shed in between there. These are roughly 2400 millimeters long. And as I said, I just make each section one at a time, put them up as I go around. I've actually started to stain my sound deadening material, and basically what I'm doing is just preparing the groundwork. Now this is the coal yard here, so obviously I'm going with a darker ground cover, and all I've sort of done is added some black acrylic paint into a spray bottle full of water, and I've sort of just sprayed it, and you can see here this is the effect to date. Now obviously you can see some of the highlighted bits. Some areas are darker than others. So I'm not going for a uniform pattern. It is ground and it is nature, and nature is all over the place. So that's the sort of effect I'm getting. Now I do plan to do this mostly on level 1. I've ripped up all the existing stuff now and start putting this bottom section extension on. So I'm still sort of thinking through on what technique I'll use there, but I'll come up with something and get that started. So there you go. That was just a quick rundown of what's sort of been happening lately. Obviously today's video was all about my sound deadening material. I'm back on track and ready to go. As I said earlier, the rest of this week I'm going to concentrate on getting this top tier 5 of the Helix done, tracked up to the top and ready to go. So with that said, I'm going to get prepared. Hopefully I'll get a fair bit done, and I'll probably end up sharing a few pictures here and there on Facebook.